गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बूफलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्। सरस्वती महाभागे विद्ये कमललोचने विद्यारूपे विशालाक्षि विद्यां देहि नमोऽस्तु ते। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः। पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। गीताशास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः पुमान् विष्णोः पदमवाप्नोति भयशोकविवर्जितः। गीताध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायामपरस्य च नैव सन्ति हि पापानि पूर्वजन्मकृतानि च। मलनिर्मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने सकृद्गीताम्भसि स्नानं संसारमलनाशनम्। गीतासु गीता कर्तव्या किमन्यैः शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिसृता। भारतामृतसर्वस्वं विष्णोर्वक्त्राद्विनिसृतं गीता गङ्गोदकं पीत्वा पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। एकं शास्त्रं देवकीपुत्रगीतमेको देवो देवकीपुत्र एव। एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिः ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि महापापादिपापानि गीताध्ययनं करोति चेत् क्वचित् स्पर्शं न कुर्वन्ति नलिनीदलम् अम्बुवत् गीतायाः पुस्तकं यत्र यत्र पाठः प्रवर्तते तत्र सर्वाणि तीर्थानि प्रयागादीनि तत्र वै यत्र गीताविचारश्च पठनं पाठनं श्रुतं तत्र अहं निश्चितं पृथ्वीं निवसामि सदैव हि चिदानन्देन कृष्णेन प्रोक्ता स्वमुखतोऽर्जुन वेदत्रयी परानन्दा तत्त्वार्थज्ञानसंयुता अष्टादश जपेन्नित्यं नरो निश्चलमानसः ज्ञानसिद्धिं स लभते ततो याति परं पदं गीतार्थं ध्यायते नित्यं कृत्वा कर्माणि भूरिशः जीवन्मुक्तः स विज्ञेयो देहान्ते परमं पदम् मन्दारगन्धसंयुक्तं चारुहासं चतुर्भुजं बर्हि पिच्छावचूडाङ्गं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं रुक्मिणीकेलिसंयुक्तं पीताम्बरसुशोभितम् अवाप्ततुलसीगन्धं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् उत्फुल्लपद्मपत्राक्षं नीलजीमूतसन्निभं यादवानां शिरोरत्नं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् अस्तु so we should start the 34th shloka of the third adhyaya page number 185 so Lakshmi Narayan Mahodaya would you like to read
अस्तु महोदय नमस्ते
Namaste
हरिः ओम् इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रिया तदेव किल 34
तदेव
इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोर्नवशमागच्छेत् तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ पदविभागम् इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोः न वशम् आगच्छेत् तौ हि अस्य परिपन्थिनौ
इन्द्रियस्य द्विवारम् अस्ति
इन्द्रियस्य आम् सत्यं
तो इन्द्रियस्य तथा
इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे
इदानीं पदपरिशीलनमपि
इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रिय नपुंसकलिंग षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचन अर्थे अर्थ शब्द पुल्लिंग सप्तमी विभक्ति एकवचन
अकारांत पुल्लिंग शब्द
अकारांत पुल्लिंग शब्द रागद्वेषौ रागोद्वेषः रागद्वेषः अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग
द्विवचने
प्रथम
अस्ति।
प्रथम द्विवचने प्रथमा विभक्ति द्विवचने व्यवस्थितौ व्यवस्थित व्यवस्थितः पुल्लिङ्ग प्रथमा विभक्ति द्विवचन तयोः तयोः रागद्वेषौ तत्
तद् शब्द
तत् शब्द पुल्लिङ्ग
पुंलिङ्ग
षष्ठी विभक्ति द्विवचन वशं वश पुल्लिङ्ग
वश अकारान्त पुंलिङ्ग
अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचन न अव्ययम् आगच्छेत् आ उपसर्गपूर्वक गम धातु विधिलिंग रूप कर्तरी तृतीया विभक्ति तृतीया पुरुष
प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनमेव
प्रथम पुरुष किल
प्रथम पुरुष
आगच्छेत् प्रथम पुरुष एकवचन तौ तत्सर्वनाम पुल्लिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति द्विवचन हि अव्ययम् अस्य इदं सर्वनाम पुल्लिंग षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचन परिपन्थिनौ परिपन्थिन् नकारान्त पुल्लिंग परि उपसर्गपूर्वक पंथ निनि
प्रथमा विभक्ति द्विवचनम्
प्रथमा विभक्ति द्विवचनम्
अस्तु अनन्तरं पदार्थः
पदार्थः इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य चक्षुरादीनां ज्ञानेन्द्रियाणां वागादीनां च कर्मेन्द्रियाणाम् अर्थे रूप प्रसादौ वचनस्वीकारादौ च रागद्वेषौ रागः च द्वेषः च व्यवस्थितौ तिष्ठतः तयोः रागद्वेषयोः वशम् अधीनतां न आगच्छेत् न प्राप्नुयात् हि यतः तौ रागद्वेषौ अस्य एतस्य मुमुक्षोः परिपन्थिनौ प्रतिबन्धकौ अन्वयः इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोः वशं न आगच्छेत् तौ हि अस्य परिपन्थिनौ इदानीं
आकांक्षा अपि
आकांक्षा व्यवस्थितौ कौ व्यवस्थितौ रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ कुत्र रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ कस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तेन किम् इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तेन न आगच्छेत् इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तेन कम न आगच्छेत् इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तेन वशं न आगच्छेत् इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ कयोः वशं न आगच्छेत् इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोः वशं न आगच्छेत् इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोः वशं न आगच्छेत् कुतः इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोः वशं न आगच्छेत् तौ हि परिपन्थिनौ इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोः वशं न आगच्छेत् तौ कस्य परिपन्थिनौ इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्य अर्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोः वशं न आगच्छेत् तौ अस्य परिपन्थिनौ
तात्पर्यम्
तात्पर्यम् चक्षुरादीनि ज्ञानेन्द्रियाणि रूपरसगन्धादयः तेषां विषयाः वाक्पाण्यादीनि कर्मेन्द्रियाणि वचनादानादयः तु तेषां विषयाः तेषु अनुकूलेषु विषयेषु रागः भवति प्रतिकूलेषु तु द्वेषः तस्मात् बुद्धिमान् गुरूपदेशादिना तयोः रागद्वेषयोः यथा अधीनः न भवति तथा प्रयतेत कुतः तौ हि मोक्षं प्राप्तुम् इच्छतः पुरुषस्य कार्यविघातकौ स्तः माधवमतं सर्वेषाम् इन्द्रियाणां स्वकीये विषयपदार्थे रागद्वेषौ वर्तते एव तस्मात् तौ आत्मनः शत्रुवत् विद्येते ज्ञानी तयोर्वशं न गच्छेत् व्याकरणं सन्धि इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे इन्द्रियस्य अधिक इन्द्रियस्य गुणसन्धि इंद्रियस्य अधिक अर्थे सवर्णदीर्घसन्धि इंद्रियस्य अर्थे तयोः न विसर्गसन्धि रेफः ह्यस्य हि प्लस अस्य यणसन्धि तन्न समासः रागद्वेषौ रागश्च द्वेषश्च द्वन्द्वसमास कृदन्तः व्यवस्थितौ वि उपसर्गपूर्वक वि प्लस औ सा धातु त प्रत्यय कर्तरिरूप विशेषः इन्द्रियस्य कार्ष्णस्य गम्यमानत्वात् इन्द्रियशब्दस्य द्वित्वं सर्वेषामपि इन्द्रियाणाम् इत्यर्थः धन्यवादः प्रथमवारमेव पठितवान् वर्गे
पठितवान् महोदय भवान् अस्तु अत्र क्रियापदं किम्
क्रियापदं व्यवस्थितौ
पुनः
परिपन्थिनौ
पुनः
आगच्छेत्
अस्तु तो व्यवस्थितौ इति क्रियापदमस्ति चेत् कर्तृपदं किम्
अत्र रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ
रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ सम्पूर्णतया वाक्यं लेखितुम् इच्छति चेत् रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ स्तः
रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ स्तः
so explicitly we will be giving the kriya padam explicitly by taking staha as the adhyahritam like say for example ramah uttamah okay I can simply say ramah uttamah it is perfectly fine but uttamah itself cannot become
asti ante kriyapadam
ramah uttamah asti
satyam
okay like that so here of course there is a difference between uttamaha and vyavasthitau is a sa pratyayanta so it can qualify as a kriya padam but to make it even more clear we can add the kriya padam like staha so ragadveshau vyavasthitau staha so why by adding this what are we emphasizing on the ragadvesha will be there in what will be there where will these ragadvesha vyavasthitau kutra staha indriyasya so the meaning of this part of the sentence is indriyasya arthe ragadveshau vyavasthitau staha so here indriyasya arthe means the materialistic objects related to the indriyas say for example the netram is an indriyam chakshu is an indriyam chakshu is an indriyam what are the objects that can relate to this indriyam any object that you can see is the indriyasya artha of that indriya okay so pushpam indriyasya, chakshurindriyasya artha. Means it is the artha here means the materialistic thing. Like padartha.
सत्यम् अत्र चक्षुः अपि च नासिका अपि घ्राणम् इति वक्तुं शक्यते
Yes, that the rose will also be the nasika, the smell of the rose.
Smell of
the rose will be the indriyasya arthe of the grana indriya.
Grana shakti.
So like this we have for every indriya there is an indriyasya artha, a materialistic thing that is connected with that indriya, and in that materialistic thing we have there is this raga and dvesha which is vyavasthitav. Means like say for example there is a sweet and there is a bitter medicine. So the raga is there in the sweet. Everybody likes the sweet because it is easy it is very much edible and pleasant to the taste. Whereas so this is the, say for example for the rasanendriyam. For the rasanendriyam, the sweet is the raga, whereas the tikta is the dvesha. Nobody likes the tikta padartha to eat. So that will become the dvesha. And raga will be the things that we like. So for the rasanendriya, the sweet will be the raga and the tikta padartha will be the dvesha. For say for example for the chakshurindriyam, something beautiful will be the raga, something very ugly will be the dvesha. Nobody wants to look at the ugly things. So that will be the raga and dvesha. So for every indriya, the indriyartha means the vishaya thing related to that indriya has both raga and dvesha situated. Okay. So everything has raga and dvesha. We need to look at the raga and the dvesha of the each materialistic thing, but not only at the surface level. Just because something is sweet, it doesn't mean, and it is pleasing to the rasanendriya, it doesn't mean that it is good for us. Similarly, just because something is bitter or tikta, we need not consider it as harmful to us.
Dvesha, that will benefit only.
Yes. So we have to analyze at that level. Though every vishaya has the raga and dvesha within it. Every vishaya will have the raga and the dvesha, means the good and the bad in it. Or what appears to be the good and what appears to be the bad. But we have to understand. We have to understand what is good and what is bad, and accordingly with the vivekam only we have to approach that vishaya. Okay. So in the first
tayoho vasham na agachet.
So we have to, in the first part of the sentence, we have to understand that for every indriya, that is the first word, indriyasya, indriyaniki, indriyasya arthe, in the materialistic thing of that indriya, ragadvesho vyavasthitau staha. Okay. So here ragadvesho will be the kartrupadam. Vyavasthitau will become the kartru samanadhikaranam, or we call it vidheya visheshanam. Okay. So the ragadvesha itself is situated, vyavasthitau. So whenever a visheshana is used in the uttarapada sthana of the actual noun, we call it vidheya visheshana. Okay. It is also called kartru samanadhikaranam. Why? Because it is the adhikarana of that karta is there in this word also. So when I say vyavasthitau, you know that ragadvesha are there. That is what the vyavasthitau word is indicating. Okay. So that is vidheya visheshana. It is also called kartru samanadhikaranam. It is a little different than the regular visheshana. Regular visheshana does not have the same adhikarana. It is only describing the noun. Whereas vidheya visheshana will have the adhikaranam of the karta. So we call it kartru samanadhikaranam. It is equivalent to the karta. It has the same adhikaranam as the karta. Okay, but it is not the primary karta. Like that. Okay, so here vyavasthitau will take that role. Vyavasthitau will become the vidheya visheshana. That is the first part of the sentence. Second part is tayoho vasham na agachet. Tayoho here is indicating what?
Ragadvesho.
Ragadvesho. Vasham Na agachet.
Na
Kaha
agachet.
na agachet. Here the Kartrupadam is not given. So anyone, any person should not fall vasham to that ragadvesha. So you can take adhyahritam of kaschana as karta. Because it is not given, because the karta is not given, Kartrupadam in this
Not given.
shloka is not given. But
Not
to
given.
whenever we are writing Anvaya, the main purpose is to make it as clear as possible. So we can provide adhyahritams where necessary by appropriate adhyahritams. So here kaschana means anyone. Anyone, tayoho vasham na agachet. Nobody should fall prey to this ragadvesho. Here tayoho indicates ragadvesho. And then the third part of the sentence is tau asya paripanthinau staha. Here again we take staha as the adhyahritam kriyapadam. So asya paripanthinau. What is paripanthinau? Pratibandhakau means like an obstacle. They are right there. These ragadvesha are right there, standing as an obstacle. Okay, and what is asya here? What will asya? What is asya indicating?
Asya paripanthinau.
What is asya indicating here? Purushasya.
Etasya mumha.
So here kaschana. For that kaschana, it will become
Kaschana.
related to the kaschana. So whoever is not falling prey to the ragadvesha. Why? Because these two, nobody should fall prey to these two. Why? Because they will be obstructing your way. They will become paripanthinau. Tau paripanthinau staha. They will become the obstacles. They are standing right there in the by the side and waiting for you, guarding your path. Okay.
So they are not obstruct. They are obstructing, no.
They will obstruct. That is why you should not
fall prey on that.
Because if we give in to that ragadvesha, what happens? Our path to the moksha will be obstructed.
Moksha.
So they will become avi pratibandhakala utai. They will become the pratibandhakas. So tau pratipanthinau staha. Okay. Sorry, paripanthinau. I'm mixing the pratibandhaka.
Meaning is the same thing. Paripanthina is pratibandhika.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So here basically what the shloka is saying is everybody has one like every prani in this world has something that it is attracted to beyond reasoning. Like say for example, we have these small bugs which are attracted to the light. They come to the light and die.
Correct.
So they are so much attracted to the point where they don't even realize that if they approach the light, they will die. So they are drawn by that light. So because of the raga of them towards that brightness or that light, they are being drawn to the light, and soon they go to the close to the light, they die because of the heat. Similarly, even fish in the water, for the rasanendriyam, it looks at this, what do you say, the fishermen put something in the water. So they want to taste it, they want to see what it is, and they go without realizing that it is only a what do you say that prey.
Amisha something.
Era, we say era in Telugu. In English there is a word. I'm not able to
bait. Bait.
Correct. So without realizing it is the bait, it is simply going. Sometimes it is not even a real thing. The fishermen will put some plastic things also, or some metal things. So from far they think that it is a kind of food item, and they approach and then bite them and get hooked onto that hook and fall for that bait. So because of their rasanendriya, they are falling prey to that and they are dying. Similarly, it seems that the honeybees like the smell of sampenga, the flower sampenga very much. But actually the sampenga is not good for the honeybee. The honeybee will die.
Oh.
For the, if it, the honeybee, if it goes and touches that flower, for whatever reason, whatever rasanendriyas are there, not rasanendriya, rasas are there, it will die. But the smell is so attractive to the honeybee that it goes and then touches the flower and dies. So this I came to know. I don't know from before, but I was just going over something and I came across this. Similarly, like the snake or some animals, they fall for music. So the hunters, they use music, pleasant music to draw them towards them. And they so karnendriyam. Okay. And then some animals fall for the sparsha, like the elephant. It seems elephants always like to rub against each other. So they put, if an elephant is alone in the jungle, the hunters, what they do is they put up image of an elephant. So from far it will see the elephant, think it is another elephant, and it will go, and the hunters would have put a big pit and cover it with grass and mud. The elephant will fall in the pit and the hunters will take. So all these animals, if we look at each of the animals, each animal will have something, some indriya aspect, indriya related weakness that they will fall prey to, right? So, but each of these animals have only one weakness with only one indriya, but humans have weakness with all five indriyas. We fall for all the weaknesses of the indriyas. So it is much more fatal for us. For animals, only with one thing, they are also dying. But for us, it is there. So with every indriya, that ragadvesha of that indriya vishaya is there. One should not fall vasham to that ragadvesha. We should recognize the ragadvesha of each indriya vishaya. And we should not fall for them. Otherwise, because they are like standing right there, obstructing, to obstruct our path. Paripanthinau staha. Okay. So that is how we can take the meaning of this shloka. And here we have in the Sandhi, Guna Sandhi, Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, these are all something we discussed many times in the earlier classes. So the samasa is Raga Dveshau, Dvandva.
Ragasha Dvandva.
And then Vyavasthitau is the Ksa Pratyaya of the Stha Dhatu with V and Ava as the Upasargas.
Upasarga.
And Indriyasya. So here, Kartsanyasya Gamyamanavat, Gamyamanatvat, Indriya Shabdasya Dvitvam. Sarveshamapi Indriyanam Ityarthaha. So basically, of all the Indriyas, that is how it means.
Sarvesham Indriyanam.
Okay, in that sense it is taken. 1 second.
भगिनी एक प्रश्न अस्ति अत्र व्यवस्थितो पदमस्ति. I'm understand. So, and because they are talking about the rag and dvesho, so they are actually opposite to each other meaning. So they are here they are trying to say that you balance your rag and dvesh within your indriya in order to not to fall in prey to the weakness. Is that something like that it is trying to explain to us in the sloka?
More than balancing between the raga and dvesha, having it is the extremities of a indriyasya vishaya. Like I said, in say for example for rasanendriya means the taste, there are objects which are sweet and there are padarthas which are bitter. Okay, there is raga and dvesha in the rasanendriya vishaya. In the rasanendriya vishaya, there is raga and dvesha. But everything that is raga, everything that is sweet, that is pleasant to the taste, need not be good for you.
True.
Similarly, everything that is bitter need not be bad for you.
Right.
So we should not fall prey to that outside appearances of the indriya vishaya.
Yeah. Okay. I understood now. Yeah, I heard you that. And so Vyavasthito, that we can use it as a Kriya Padam, but understanding of Vyavasthito is that how you train your Indriya and recognize them, how far they are good to us and how far when they become bad to us and not to fall into that pitfall.
Yes, correct.
Okay, now I got it, Bhagini. Thank you. You described very well.
Okay. Astu. So any other questions? Okay. So let us move on to the next shloka.
अहं पठामि वा भगिनि?
पठतु भगिनि.
श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वधर्मे निधनो श्रेयः परधर्मो भयावहः. पदच्छेदः. श्रेयान् स्वधर्मः विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वधर्मः निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मः भयावहः. श्रेयान् नकारान्त पुंलिंग शब्दము.
श्रेयस्.
श्रेयस् सकारान्त पुंलिंग शब्दం. स्वधर्मः अकारान्त पुंलिंग शब्दము. विगुणः अकारान्त पुंलिंग शब्दము. परधर्मात् अकारान्त पुंलिंगము पंचमी एकवचనం. स्वनुष्ठितात् अकारान्त पुंलिंगము पंचमी एकवचనం. स्वधर्मः अकारान्त पुंलिंग शब्दము. निधनं अकारान्त नपुंसकलिंग शब्दము.
स्वधर्मे इस् स्वधर्म अकारान्त पुंलिंग सप्तमी एकम्.
अस्तु अस्तु भगिनि. स्वधर्मे अकारान्त पुंलिंगము सप्तमी एकवचనం. अस्तु. निधनम् अकारान्त नपुंसकलिंग शब्दं. श्रेयः श्रेयस् नपुंसकलिंग अकारान्त नपुंसकलिंग शब्दः. परधर्मः प्रथम एकवचनं. परधर्मः अकारान्त पुंलिंग शब्दः. प्रथम एकवचनము. भयावहः भयावहः.
Akaranta pumlinga prathama ekavachanam. It is a samasa word, so bhaya and avaha. But when we are telling the padaparichaya, we have to take samasa word as a single word.
अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथम एकवचनं. अस्तु. पदार्थः. स्वनुष्ठितात् साधु आचरितात् परधर्मात् अन्यधर्मात् विगुणः गुणरहितः अपि. स्वधर्मः आत्मधर्मः श्रेयान् वरीयान्. स्वधर्मे आत्मधर्मे निधनं नाशोऽपि. श्रेयः साधीयान् श्रेष्ठः. परधर्मः अन्यधर्मः भयावहः भयजनकः. अन्वयः. स्वनुष्ठितात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान्. स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मः भयावहः. आकांक्षा. श्रेयान्. कः श्रेयान्? स्वधर्मः श्रेयान्. कीदृशः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान्? विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान्. कस्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान्? परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान्. कीदृशात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान्? स्वनुष्ठितात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान्. स्वनुष्ठितात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान् तेन किम्? स्वनुष्ठितात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान् तेन श्रेयः. स्वनुष्ठितात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान् तेन किं श्रेयः? स्वनुष्ठितात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान् तेन निधनं श्रेयः. स्वनुष्ठितात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान् तेन कुत्र निधनं श्रेयः? स्वनुष्ठितात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान् तेन स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः. स्वनुष्ठितात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान् तेन स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मः कीदृशः स्वनुष्ठितात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान् तेन स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मः भयावहः तात्पर्य परधर्माचरणस्य अपेक्षया स्वधर्माचरणम् उत्तमम् किञ्च स्वधर्मे नाशोऽपि श्रेयः परधर्मस्तु अनर्थजनकः एव भवति रामानुजीयमतं स्वधर्मः कर्मयोगः परधर्मः ज्ञानयोगः व्याकरणं सन्धिः स्वधर्मो विगुणः स्वधर्मः प्लस् विगुणः विसर्गसन्धिः सकारः रेफः उकारः गुणः परधर्मो भयावहः परधर्मः प्लस् भयावहः विसर्गसन्धिः सकारः रेफः उकारः गुणः तद्धितान्तः श्रेयान् प्रशस् वृद्ध ईयसन् स्र इति आदेशः
अस्तु सो अत्र क्रियापदानि कानि स्वनुष्ठितात् परधर्मात् विगुणः स्वधर्मः श्रेयान् स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मः भयावहः so here there is no proper kriyapadam given there is so we have to take adhyahritam for all the three sentences so swanushtitat paradharmat vigunah swadharmah shreyan asti okay asti we can take here and then swadharme nidhanam shreyah asti punah asti paradharmah bhayavahah bhavati so the paradharma will become bhayavahah okay so there we have to take okay so when something is becoming into then the we can take bhavati as the adhyahritam otherwise asti is fine so here let us look at the first part swanushtitat paradharmat vigunah swadharmah so here what is the kartrupadam swadharmah swadharmah asti what kind of swadharmah vigunah swadharmah vigunah swadharmah let us look at the meaning of the sentence first and then you will understand so swanushtitat paradharmat vigunah swadharmah shreyan asti so swanushtitat means that which is perfect okay in a very excellent way in a sadhu acharitat that is given in the pratipadartha so swanushtitat paradharmat in whatever we are doing the karmas we have swadharmam and the paradharmam always it is recommended this shloka what it is emphasizing on is we should only perform swadharma paradharma we should not perform so here the comparison is being made to somebody who does paradharma in a very very excellent way swanushtitat paradharmat compared to the paradharma which is done excellently vigunah swadharmah a swadharma which is done moderately maybe we are not very good at it but still that is shreyan asti so some we might think though it is say for example you take the example of a story which is told for kids a donkey and a dog a washerman has a donkey and a dog so one night thief is entering the house so the dog will happily sleep so the donkey is so loyal to its master it will wake up the dog hey some thief is going into our master's house why are you happily sleeping you bark so the dog will say no I'm not going to bark I feel very sleepy I want to sleep so the donkey feels sorry for his master he will think okay the dog is sleeping if I don't do anything the thief will fall in the house and steal everything and my master will become poor so let me help my master and it will start braying then the thief also will listen to this and he will run away. He will grab a few things and he will run away because the donkey is braying. The master also will wake up. He will not see anybody there. He will come out and he will start hitting the donkey, saying, "Why are you braying in the middle of the night? Don't you have better things to do? Why don't you simply sleep?" So here, the swadharma of the donkey is to only carry the loads. Barking is the dog's job. That is paradharma for the donkey. So it did paradharma. It did very well. It finally woke up the master also. So whatever it did was fine and with good intention. But it brought to its own loss. So that is very subtly told in that children's story. You know, it amazes me how our dharmas or whatever is told in our Upanishads and everything, if you see in this, starting from the stories which are told to children itself, all these are there, embedded. So every story has a moral, but at that point of time, we don't realize, we just take it as a simple, story and we just, as a funny story or whatever. But there is so much of meaning in that story also. So everybody has to do the job assigned to them, whatever they have to do. Whatever is as per our Vedas, whatever is prescribed duty for us, that only we have to do. Though we are not good at it, we should not think that, okay, I'm not good at this, I'm good at something else. So let me do that. Why? Because it is again beyond our capacity to understand that right now, why we are not allowed to do paradharma. And why only swadharma we have to do, even if we are only mediocre in doing that. For that, we need to study even more Shastras and the Upanishads, and then we will be able to understand, the Sukshma thing, dharmam in that. But here we are told that paradharmam, even when somebody is very good at performing it, compared to that, a mediocre job in swadharma is a shreyan. So vigunaha means that which is lacking in good qualities. So your swadharma, you are not very good at it. You are doing a basic mediocre job, but still that is still better than a paradharma which you are very good at. That is the first part of the sentence. Anantaram here, tena kim. So by tena kim swadharme nidhanam shreyah asti. So by saying the first sentence, paradharmat swadharmah shreyan asti. Okay, fine. Tena, by that or by that statement or by that fact, what is happening? Swadharme nidhanam shreyah. So here nidhanam means नाशः अपि श्रेयः स्वधर्मे आत्मधर्मे नाशः अपि श्रेयः means even when, how can we take this, paradharmacharanasya apekshaya swadharmacharanam uttamam kincha swadharme नाशः अपि श्रेयः paradharmastu anarthajanakah eva bhavati. So in the swadharma, doing our swadharma, okay, here we can take this in the context of kshatriya. Now, what is the swadharma of a kshatriya? Fighting the war. Fighting the war. So, when he is fighting a war, he may not be a very good kshatriya. Means he is not very skillful kshatriya. He is not very good at the warfare. So, he is not really very good at warfare. But he still, that is his swadharma. So, he has to do it. In the swadharma, while fighting the war, even if he dies, because of his lack of capability of protecting himself efficiently, still that only is good for him. That is how we have to take. Swadharme nashaha api shreyaha. So dying in the battlefield is good for a soldier, rather than he living somewhere else doing some other mediocre job, which is not his swadharma. So that is how we can apply this part of the shloka. And then paradharmaha bhayavaha bhavati. So the paradharma will anarthajanakaha eva bhavati. So it will cause more problems later on. Later on, it will generate more problems if we rely on the paradharma. So why? Because, one way to look at it is, initially it might appear something simple to adapt to a new field. say for example, might appear a little easy at the surface level. But if it is not our, the thing or prescribed for us, then later on, while we try to proceed further and further in it, we might come across some dangers which we are not familiar with and how to tackle them. So such problems might come to us. So to understand more about how what is our prescribed duty, how to recognize what our swadharma is, what is paradharma, because now everything is totally mixed up, right? Everybody is doing everything or anything. So we don't know really what is the prescribed duty for us, what is paradharma and what is swadharma. So for that, we have to refer to our texts and see how that is defined. Only then we can understand. But what is given in this shloka is the mediocre job of our swadharma is better than excelling in paradharma. That is what this shloka says. So here we have Tatparyam we studied, and then Ramanujiya Matam. As per Ramanujiya Matam, Swadharma is defined as Karma Yoga, and Paradharma is defined as Jnana Yoga, as per their Matam. So Karma Yoga is our Dharma, whereas Jnana Yogam is Paradharma. This, to some extent, we can relate because we have seen the qualities of a person who can enter the Jnana Marga. The qualities are a little different, right? So they have to be completely detached to this world. They have to only be attached with the Paramatma in everything that they do. Not even a little bit of connection to this materialistic world should be there. It was even told, even if they eat just annam also, not doing anything else, but only eating of the annam, which is a part of this materialistic world, ties them to this world. So they have to do some karmas because they are taking a part of this prakriti, this materialistic world. So they have to give it back through their karmas. So that jnana marga, somebody who is qualified to practice the jnana marga should be totally detached with this materialistic world, which is not possible right now. None of us are like that. So thinking that we can follow the jnana marga, if we enter into the jnana marga, we cannot reach all the way and we are not practicing the karma yoga. So we will fall in between without achieving anything. So we will not be able to continue on the moksha path because there is much more abhyasa to be done on the jnana marga, which we are obviously not prepared for. And we are not practicing the karma yoga anymore because we are thinking we are already into the jnana marga, so we don't have to practice the karma marga. So we are not able to proceed and we are stuck and totally lost. So in that sense, we can relate here because it is given as karma yoga is swadharma and jnana yoga is paradharma. In that context, we can understand this. Okay. So in the previous shloka also, I forgot, I wanted to just go over the Madhva Matam once more of the previous shloka. So Sarvesham Indriyanam Swakiye Vishaya Padarthe Ragadvesho Vartate Eva. So for every Indriya, Sarvesham Indriyanam Swakiye Vishaya Padarthe. So every Indriya will have its own Vishaya Padartha. Ragadvesho Vartate. And in each of that Vishaya, there will be Ragadvesha. There will be a raga part and there will be a dvesha part. Tasmat tau atmanaha shatruvat vidyete. Those two, that raga and dvesha, is like the enemy to the atma. Okay, jnani tayor vasham na gachet. So the jnani, he should understand that it is very dangerous to be associated with these raga dveshas. So he will not fall prey to them. The same, whatever we discussed only, but I just wanted to go over that Madhva Matam one more time. So even in the Tatparyam, Chakshuradinam Jnanendriyani, Rupa Rasagandhadayaha Tesham Vishayaha. So for every Indriya, there is Vishaya. Okay. The Rupam is the Vishaya of the Chakshurindriya. The Rasa is the Vishaya of the Rasendriya, and Gandha is for the Granendriya, like that. And these Vakpanyadini karmendriyani. So karmendriyas are there through which we do the actions. Vachanadanaadayaha tu tesham vishayaha. Like how the vachanam, talking, is the vishaya of the karmendriya, vak. And danam, performing a danam, is the vishaya of the pani indriya. Okay, like that for every karmendriyam also we have a vishaya associated with it. Teshu anukuleshu vishayeshu ragaha bhavati. So we have something that is anukuleshu vishayeshu ragaha bhavati, pratikuleshu tu dveshaha. So something like, say for example, in the vak, in the vachanam, if you speak softly and lovingly, that will be the anukuleshu. That is the raga. It will become the raga. If you speak harshly, then it will become the pratikula and dvesha. But everybody who speaks softly, can you think that they are speaking the truth? Not necessarily. They might speak very softly and lovingly, but not necessarily they are telling something that is good for you. Similarly, somebody might be a little harsh in their speech, but it doesn't mean that it is wrong for you. So we should not fall to that appearances of the raga and dvesha of the indriya vishayaha. The jnani, he will be able to distinguish between them and he will not simply fall for it. So tasmat buddhiman gurupadeshadina. So by the knowledge acquired through the gurupadesha, tayoho ragadveshayoho yatha adhinaha na bhavati. So using the gurupadesha as his tool to not fall prey to this ragadvesha, tatha prayateta, like that everybody has to try. Kutaha, why? Tau hi moksham praptum ichchataha purushasya karya vighatakau staha. So these two, tau means these two, ragadvesha, moksham praptum ichchataha purushasya. To the man who is, to the person who wants to attain moksha, they will stand as an obstacle. Karya vighatakau staha. Okay, they will stand as an obstacle. I just wanted to go over them, but I forgot. So yeah, I just went back. So coming back to our present shloka, here also, since it is given here that karma yoga we can take as swadharma and jnana yoga as paradharma, we can apply it in that context. So since we are not completely detached with the materialistic world, we have to realize that karma yoga or karma marga is our swadharma. So we have to stick to it. Though we are not very good at it, and though practicing jnana yoga might appear that we are good at it. Maybe the first step we are good at it, but not completely. We cannot go all the way. Again, we will face many obstacles because of the lack of complete knowledge of the jnana marga and how to be on that path. Like that we can understand the shloka in that way. So here the sandhis are both visarga sandhis, and in the tadhittanta we have shreyan. So precious is the pratipadikam. Iyasun. Okay, these are the two pratyayantas that are used, like the tamap and tarap. Like how tamap and tarap are used, here also we use the iyasun and ishtatun, right? Ishtan, the pratyayantas, which are superlative. So shreyan means much better. In that sense, we have to take. Okay. Any questions in this shloka? Okay. So anantaram, Ravishankar Mahodaya patitum ichchati va?
आं महोदय पठामि
Astu.
श्रूयते वा
श्रूयते पठतु महोदय.
अर्जुन उवाच अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः. पदार्थः प्रथमं पदच्छेदं करोमि वा?
पदविभागं करोतु महोदय.
पदविभागम्. अथ केन प्रयुक्तः अयं पापं चरति पुरुषः अनिच्छन् अपि वार्ष्णेय बलात् इव नियोजितः.
पदपरिचयं.
पदपरिचयम्. अथ एवं हि
अव्ययम्.
अथ अव्ययम् एवं हि
एवं
केन 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 हेतुना क्रियावाचक शब्दः
केन इस् किं शब्दः पुंलिङ्गा
किं शब्दः किं शब्दः प्रश्नवाचक शब्दः किं किं पुल्लिङ्गः प्रश्नवाचक शब्दः तृतीया विभक्ति एकवचनं प्रयुक्तः प्रेरितः अकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं
क्त प्रत्ययम्
वार्ष्णेय
क्त प्रत्ययम् अस्ति युज् धातोः
क्त प्रत्ययं प्रयुक्तः प्रयुक्तः क्त प्रत्ययम् अयम् इदं शब्दः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं पापं पाप अकारान्तः प्रथमा अकारान्तः नपुंसकलिङ्गः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं चरति चर धातु
पापं चरति अतः पापं कर्मपदमस्ति अतः द्वितीया विभक्ति
आम् आम् द्वितीया विभक्ति आम् द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनं चरति चर धातु लट् लकार कर्तरी प्रयोगे
प्रथमा विभक्ति
प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं
प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं
पूरुषः पुरुष पूरुष कर्तरी चरति इव कर्तरी अस्ति
पूरुषः अकारान्त पुंलिङ्ग प्रथमा एकवचनं
अकारान्तः प्रथमा एकवचनम् अनिच्छन् अनिच्छत् तकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनम् अपि अव्ययं शत्रन् अपि अव्ययं वार्ष्णेय संबोधन अकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन बलात् अकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमा विभक्ति पंचमी विभक्ति एकवचनम् इव अव्ययं नियोजितः नियोजित अकारान्त प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनम्
अस्तु पदार्थः पठतु
पदार्थः अथ एवं हि केन केन हेतुना प्रयुक्तः प्रेरितः वार्ष्णेय वृष्टिकुलसंभव अनिच्छन् अपि अनभिलषन् अपि बलात् इव हठात् इव नियोजितः प्रवर्तितः अयं पुरुषः एषः मानवः पापं चरति अकर्मणि प्रवर्तते अन्वयः वार्ष्णेय अय अथ केन प्रयुक्तः अनिच्छन्नपि बलात् इव नियोजितः अयं पुरुषः पापं चरति आकांक्षा पठनीयं वा
पठतु महोदय
आकांक्षा चरति इति क्रियापदमस्ति कः चरति पुरुषः चरति कः पुरुषः चरति अहं पुरुषः चरति अयं पुरुषः किं चरति अयं पुरुषः अयं पुरुषः किं चरति अयं पुरुषः पापं चरति अयं पुरुषः कीदृशः पापं चरति अयं पुरुषः नियोजितः पापं चरति अयं पुरुषः तस्मादिव नियोजितः पापं चरति अयं पुरुषः बलादिव नियोजितः पापं चरति अयं पुरुषः किं कुर्वन्नपि बलादिव नियोजितः पापं चरति अयं पुरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि बलादिव नियोजितः पापं चरति कथं भूतः अयं पुरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि बलादिव नियोजितः पापं चरति प्रयुक्तः अयं पुरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि बलादिव नियोजितः पापं चरति अनेन प्रयुक्तः अयं पुरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि बलादिव नियोजितः पापं चरति अथ केन प्रयुक्तः अतं पुरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि बलादिव नियोजितः पापं चरति अस्मिन् श्लोके संबोधनं पदं किं वार्ष्णेय तात्पर्येण पठनं वा
पठतु
हे कृष्ण अनभिलषत् अनभिलषन् अपि मानवः राज्ञनियोजितः भृत्यः इव केन प्रेरितः सन् बलात् पापम् आचरति। व्याकरणं सन्धिः प्रयुक्तोऽयं प्रयुक्तः अधिकम् अयं विसर्गसन्धिः सकारादेशः रेफः उकारः गुणः पूर्वरूपञ्च अनिच्छन्नपि अनिच्छन् अपि गमडागमसन्धि बलात् इव जष्टु संधि कृदन्तः प्रयुक्तो प्लस युज् धातु प्लस क्त प्रत्यय कर्मणि इच्छन् इष् प्लस शत्रन्तः कर्तरि नियोजितः नि अधिकं युज् धातु अधिकं त कर्मणि तद्धितान्तः वार्ष्णेय वृष्णि प्लस ज्ञै अपत्यार्थे तत्सम्बुद्धौ।
अस्तु. So apatyarthe means like tadhitanta.
तद्धितान्त
So from the descendant of the Vrishni.
Vrishni-kulam. Vrishni-kulam.
So here what is the kriya padam that we have?
Charati.
Charati. Kartrupadam kim?
Purushah.
Purushah. Purushah kim charati?
Papam charati.
Papam charati. So papam will become the karma padam. Purushah will become the kartrupadam. Kidrishah purushah.
Kidrishah purushah.
What will be the adjectives of purushah? Niyojitah purushah, ayam purushah, prayuktah purushah.
Ayam purusha. Ayam purusha niyojitah papam.
Niyojitah. So balat
Papam charati.
purushah papam charati.
Niyojitah papam charati.
So here first let us see the meaning of the shloka, then you will understand where these words can be placed. So Arjuna is asking, Atha kena prayuktoyam papam charati purushah. So by what? By what are they being associated with? Prayuktaha. They have been like, how do you say? Stimulated. Not stimulation is not the correct word. Prerepinchadam. How do you say that in English? Who have been
influenced. Influencing.
What are they influenced to commit this kind of papam? What is man being influenced by to commit this kind of papam? Anichanapi. They don't want to. But as though baladiva niyojitaha, as though they are forced. Okay? As though they don't want to do it, as though some force is just pushing them to do it. So what is it?
Interesting.
They have been influenced so much that though they don't want to do, they are doing
They
as
do the papas.
been ordered. So that is the meaning. So balat niyojitaha. Kaha niyojitaha? Who is the one who is niyojitaha? Purushaha. So niyojitaha is visheshana to purushaha.
Purushaha.
Okay, but how are they influenced or niyojitaha? Balat. By the force.
Balat.
Because of the force. As by a force. Okay. And kena prayuktaha. Kena will be by what? By what are they influenced? This prayuktaha is he who has been influenced. Influenced by what is the question here? Here Arjuna is asking Krishna, so what is it that is influencing this man so much that they are doing papam, though they don't want to, anichanapi, they don't want to, but they are doing as though they have been forced into it. Okay, so that is the meaning of this shloka. So ayam will be visheshana, prayuktaha is also visheshana, niyojitaha is also visheshana. All these three are visheshanas to purushaha. Papam will be the karma padam. Anichanapi. So here anichan is a shatranta. So what is it indicating, this word anichan? It is indicating the purushaha who doesn't like. It is indicating purushaha only. But it is explaining what kind of purushaha. He who doesn't want to. Anichan. He doesn't want to.
Mindset. His mindset.
So that will be always the Shatranta words can be used as Vidheya Visheshanas. So Purushaha Anichanapi Papam Charati. So we can take that as Vidheya Visheshana. Okay. So Varshneya. Varshneya is the Sambodhana. Here Varshneya, as it is given in the Kridantas, it is Vrishni. Vrishni Vamsham.
Vishnukula Sanjata.
So it is a
Vishnukula Sanjata.
yes, yes. So it is a, what do you say? Tadhitanta.
Tadhitanta.
Another meaning.
Apatyat.
Yes.
Hmm.
Another meaning of
Apatyartha.
Apatyartham. So more than apatyartham, how do we say if it is derived in that lineage? Gotrasya.
Gotras. Gotrapatyam Puman.
Because of that
Gotrapatyam
lineage
Puman.
of that dynasty. In that sense, it will come.
Lineage. Yes, yes.
If it is apatyam, it has to be a direct son. So because it is derived, he is from that lineage, we can say Gotrapatyam Puman. So another meaning is there. Another meaning for Vrishni is Upanishads. Okay. So Brahmavidam Anandamritam Varshati iti Vrishnihi. So Vrishnihi means that which has been derived from the
Brahmasutras.
knowledge from the knowledge of the Brahmasutras. Yeah,
Brahmasutras.
Anandamritam Varshati iti Vrishnihi. And once Tena Pratipadyaha Varshneyaha. So he who is conveying what is being derived from these Upanishads. Okay, from that Vrishnihi Tena Pratipadyaha Varshneyaha. So that which has been handed over to us from the Vrishni, which is like the Upanishad. That also can be taken as Varshneya. So here we can take both senses. Like, see, we are only discussing the superficial meaning of these shlokas. There is much more philosophy behind each shloka.
Yes.
So here Varshneya by Arjuna, every time he is referring to Krishna, he is referring with a different name. Why always he can say Krishna only? Why is he using different names? Because here in this shloka, he is asking the ultimate question. What is this ultimate question? Okay, there are so many things that are not required by a human to do. The Asuya is there, which is not a desired quality. Shraddha Hanihi, not having Shraddha. Dushta Chittam, having a evil mind. All these are there. All these are there. Even in the previous shloka also, it is mentioned that we should not have ragadvesha, or we should not fall for ragadvesha. Ragadvesha vasham na bhavet. So many qualities you are telling us to follow. But out of all these, what is that one ultimate quality that is driving the human to do papam, though he doesn't want to do, and
doesn't wish to do that.
As though he has been forced into it. What is that ultimate one quality? And because of which all these others are also coming. So if you destroy that one quality, all of them will disappear. The rest of them will disappear. So because he's asking such ultimate question, he is referring to Krishna as Varshneya. Why? Because he is giving us the gist of all the Upanishads. So here, through that, whatever is given here here, that gist is being given. So he is referring. That is one reason why he is referring to Krishna as Varshneya here.
Varshneya.
And another thing is Arjuna's family is also a relative to this Vrishni family, Vrishni Vamsham. So in that sense also we can take. You are not only, we don't have just a relation of this Kurukshetra. We come a long way in our relations also. So I also have association with the Vrishni Vamsham, and you are also from Vrishni Vamsham. That also is mentioned in one of the discourses. So that meaning is also there. This meaning is also there. So that ultimate question Arjuna has asked. So what is that one thing? Because Arjuna is like not the kind of beating around the bush. He wants to know the ultimate truth. Because
answer,
Because that is his nature. He always aims, like even it shows the character of Arjuna, like from when he is young, when they are practicing this archery, he always focuses. His focus is only on that eye, on that lakshyam, right? He doesn't want all
Yes.
the other things. So, okay, you are telling me so many things. Okay, these are all the undesirable qualities. Fine, fine, fine. But what is that one quality which leads to all these other undesirable qualities? You tell me that. Okay, so this shloka is important in that way. It is asking for the ultimate question. This is the ultimate question. Astu. So here also in the Tatparyam also, hey Krishna, anabhilashan api. So not wanting to do api, manavaha rajnya niyojitaha bhrityaha iva. So Bhrityaha is a servant and Rajna by the king, as though like how does a servant behave when commanded by the king? He simply blindly follows it. There is no other way
Obedient.
for that soldier
Yes.
or the servant to do any other way. He has to follow. If the king says you take 100 beats, he has to take 100 beats. No question asking why. So,
Yes.
kena preritah san balat papam acharati. Like a servant who has been ordered by the king. He is doing this papam as though he has been ordered by the king. Like how a servant does when he is ordered by the king. This person also, he is doing it so compulsively. But in his mind, he doesn't want to do it. But he is doing with such a force as though he is ordered by the king. So, what is that quality which is making this person do papam in such a way, though he doesn't want to, he doesn't want at all, but he's doing that also. We see all the time, right? In our mind that sangharshana happens. We don't want to do certain things, but when that time comes, it will blurt out of our mouth, or we just go ahead and do the same thing, and then again we'll
Then
think,
regret later.
I
Regret
didn't want
later.
to do this." Yes, we'll regret again.
Yes.
I didn't want to do this, but why did what came over me like this? I didn't want to do. I thought so many times I should not do this. I should not do this. But what came over me when the situation came, I again did it. So like that, what is that one thing that is making this person do papam, though he doesn't want to do? Okay. So going on
Very
to
well
the next,
described.
going on to the next.
बहु सम्यक्
आम्.
बहु सम्यक् अस्ति.
आम् आम्.
धन्यवादः. धन्यवादः.
धन्यवादः महोदय. अलिवेलु भगिनी.
आं भगिनि. श्रीभगवानुवाच काम एष क्रोध एष रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्धेनमिह वैरिणम्. कामः एषः क्रोधः एषः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः महापाप्मा विद्धि एनं हीम् इह वैरिणम्. कामः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनम्. एषः एतत् शब्दस्य दकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनम्. क्रोधः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनम्. एषः पुनः एतत् शब्दस्य दकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनम्. रजोगुण समुद्भवः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनम्. महाशनः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनम्. महापाप्मा आकारान्त स्त्रीलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनम्. विद्धि विद्धातुः मध्यम पुरुष एकवचनं लट्लकारम्. एनम् द्वितीयात्
इदं शब्दः एव.
इदं शब्दः द्वितीया विभक्तिः एकवचनं. द्वितीया विभक्तिः एकवचनम्. इह अव्ययम्. वैरिणम् द्वितीया विभक्ति अकारान्त पुंलिंग एकवचनम्.
पदार्थः एकं निमिषं. विद्धि इस् मध्यमपुरुष एकवचन लोट्लकारं.
लोट्लकारं लट्लकारं क्षम्यतां लोट्लकारम्. पदार्थः एषः कामः अयम् अभिलाषः एषः क्रोधः अयं रोषः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः रजोगुणात् उत्पन्नः महाशनः महाभोजनः महापाप्मा महापापः च इह अत्र एनम् अमुं वैरिणं शत्रुं विद्धि जानीहि। अन्वयः एषः कामः एषः क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः महापाप्मा च अस्ति तेन इह एनं वैरिणं विद्धि। आकांक्षा एषः एषः कः एषः कामः एषः कामः एषः पुनश्च कः एषः कामः एषः क्रोधः एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः कीदृशः एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः पुनश्च कीदृशः एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः पुनश्च कीदृशः एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः महापाप्मा एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः महापाप्मा तेन किम् एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः महापाप्मा तेन विद्धि। एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः महापाप्मा तेन कं विद्धि एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः महापाप्मा तेन एनं विद्धि। एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः महापाप्मा तेन एनं कीदृशं विद्धि एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः महापाप्मा तेन एनं वैरिणं विद्धि। एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः महापाप्मा तेन कुत्र एनं वैरिणं विद्धि एषः कामः एषः एव च क्रोधः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनः महापाप्मा तेन इह एनं वैरिणं विद्धि। तात्पर्यम् अयं विषयाभिलाषः प्रतिरोधे सति अयमेव क्रोधः इति उच्यते। अयं रजोगुणात् समुद्भवति अनेन पुरुषः अपरिमितानि वस्तूनि प्राप्तुम् इच्छति इति होते अयं महाशनः अनेनैव हेतुना अपरिमितं पापं च करोति इति अयं महापाप्मा इति उच्यते। अनेनैव प्रेरितः एव पुरुषः पापम् अवाप्नोति इति एनं वैरिणं भावय। व्याकरणं सन्धिः काम एष क्रोध एषः कामः प्लस एषः प्लस क्रोधः प्लस एषः विसर्गसन्धिः लोपः। महाशनो महापाप्मा महाशनः प्लस महापाप्मा विसर्गसन्धिः सकारः रेफः उकारः गुणः। विद्धि एनं विद्धि प्लस एनं एण्सन्धिः समासः। रजोगुणसमुद्भवः रजोगुणात् समुद्भवः पंचमी तत्पुरुषः। महाशनः महत् अशनं यस्य सः बहुव्रीहिः। महापाप्मा महत् पाप्मा यस्मिन् सः बहुव्रीहिः। तद्धितान्तः वैरी वैर इनि मतुबर्धे वैरम् अस्य अस्मिन् वा अस्ति इत्यर्थः। धन्यवादः भगिनी।
धन्यवादः भगिनी। सो अत्र क्रियापदं किम्? एषः कामः एषः क्रोधः। सो एषः कामः अस्ति एषः क्रोधः अस्ति एषः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः एषः एव रजोगुणसमुद्भवः अस्ति। महाशनः महापाप्मा अस्ति। ओके ऑल दीस् एषः महाशनः महापाप्मा अपि अस्ति। विद्धि एनम् इह वैरिणम्। एनम् इह means here or right now or here. Viddhi know this. What should I know? Enam vairinam. This is the enemy. You have to know this. This is a simple shloka karaka wise. In the karaka sambandha wise, this is a simple shloka. So Arjuna asked, what is that one thing that is influencing the human to do this kind of papam as though forced, as like how a servant when commanded by the king, how he does it, like that he is doing this papam. So what is it that is making him do this papam, though in his heart he doesn't want to do it? So that is kama. Eshaha kamaha. That kama itself will become krodha. And that which is born by the rajoguna. This kama is born by the rajoguna. Rajoguna samudbhavaha. And it is, these are all descriptions. Mahashanaha. Mahashanaha means that which has a lot of hunger. So here this kama is the kind that cannot be satisfied. So no matter how much you do. So say for example, a king is there. He wants to conquer a country. He conquers. Once he conquers that, he will think, oh, this is very nice. I want to conquer the next neighboring country also. So like that, his desire will keep growing. This kamam will keep growing. It will not be satisfied. Initially, though we think after doing one thing, we will think, okay, this is better. Initially, we think, pass the exam, I will be more than happy. After passing the exam, ayyo, why didn't I get, first class? After we get first class, ayyo, I should have gotten distinction. Like this, of course, there is again a good karma and a bad karma. Good karma is for our growth, for our spiritual growth. That karma is always good. That is nothing to worry about. But and having that kind of hunger in the good karma is also good because it is only helping us grow further. But if it is in the wrong kind of karma, and if it because the karma has the nature of not being satisfied, it will only lead to trouble. So mahashanaha, this karma is mahashanaha, mahapapma. So it will make you do anything. So that also we keep seeing, right? When they are blinded with that karma, we see in these movies or even in the Puranas, the Ravanasura, all these Rakshasas, they are blinded so much with that kamam. They want to win over the world. They want to destroy the Devatas. For that, they go to any extent. They don't care. They just go to any extent just to achieve what they want. So that is why it is called Mahapapma. So Vidhi, Enam Vairinam Vidhi. You know this, that this Kama is the enemy in this world, Iha. Okay? Okay. So this is like I said, Karaka wise, it is a simple shloka. Otherwise, yeah. So the Tatparyam also, Ayam Vishayabhilashaha. Pratirodhe sati ayameva krodha iti uchyate. So pratirodhe, when there is an obstacle, now we want we have a kamam, and then while in our path of achieving that kama, we come across a obstacle. Immediately we will get angry because that is not letting us do our proceed in our path. So pratirodhe sati, when there is an obstacle, ayameva krodha iti uchyate. That kama turns into krodha. Ayam rajogunat samudbhavati. So rajogunam is the one that influences us to become that, how do you say, with anger and all such qualities are the qualities of the rajogunam. So this kama is derived from the rajogunam. Anena, by this quality, Purushaha aparimitani vastuni praptum ichchati iti hetoho ayam mahashanaha. Why is it called mahashanaha? Because of this desire. Aparimitani vastuni. No matter how many we have, we still want more. If that desire, if that kama is there. That is why it is called mahashanaha. There is no satisfaction at all. Anenaiva hetuna, because of that reason, aparimitam papam chakaroti iti ayam mahapapma iti uchyate. And to achieve that kamam, whatever is the result of that kamam, to achieve that goal, they go to any length to perform any kind of deed. Anenaiva preritaha eva purushaha papam avapnoti iti enam vairinam bhavaya. So to achieve that, the Purusha, he will not hesitate to do any kind of misdeeds. Like we see, right? To achieve political position, some people kill people of their own family. We hear all these stories all the time. So they are so blinded by that karma, the desire to become something or to achieve something. They get so much blinded that they start killing their own family members. or people who are very close to them. So like that, they will perform this papam because of that. So this is the biggest enemy of the human. Okay, so in the Vyakarana, we have the Visarga Lopa Sandhi and Yan Sandhi, and Rajoguna Samudbhavaha, Rajogunat Samudbhavaha, Panchami Tatpurusha, Mahashanaha, Mahat Ashanam, Yasya Saha, he who has that great hunger. So Bahuvrihi, Mahapapma, Mahat Papma, Yasmin Saha. This also is Bahuvrihi. Okay, in which that Mahapapam is there. And Vairi is again Tadhitanta, like Shura, what is that one? Buddhiman, like how
Sauri,
the
Sauri, Sauri.
Sauri.
Sauryamasti va.
Ah,
Sauryamasti asmin va asti Sauri.
Shauri, like that Vairi. And few more words of that kind.
Dehi, Dehi.
Deham asmin va
Asmin asti.
asti. Dehi.
Dehi.
Like that. So all these words belong to the Matubartha Tadhitanta words. So any question here in this shloka? Okay. No chet, let us move on to the next one. Sulochana Bhagini, patitum ichchati va? Bhavana Bhagini, patitum ichchati va? Hello, Sulochana Bhagini, you are on mute. Do you want to read? Okay. Vishala Bhagini? Subbarao Mahodaya?
महोदय नमस्कारः 38 श्लोकः
भगिनी किञ्चित् बहिः अस्मि
आमामां
कष्टमस्ति
38 shloka.
धूमेन व्रियते वह्निः धूमेन व्रियते वह्निः यथादर्शो मलेन च यतोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः तदा तेनेदमावृतम्
Padavibhagah.
धूमेनः
Dhumena. Visarga nasti.
धूमेन आव्रियते वह्निः यथा मैडम
Vanhihi. Whenever ha comes with na.
ओके क्षम्यतां वह्निः यथादर्शः मलेन च
Yatha Adarshah.
यथा आदर्शः मलेन च यतोल्बेन आवृतः यतोल्बेन आवृतः गर्भः तथा
Again, Yatha Ulbena. Padavibhagah, no, complete division should be done.
यथा उल्बेन आवृतः गर्भः तथा तेन इदम् आवृतम्
Padaparishayah.
पदपरिचयः धूमेन धूमेन इस् तृतीय एकवचनम्
Akaranta Pumlinga Trutiya Ekavachana.
तृतीय एकवचनं धूमेन आव्रियतः
Avriyate. Idi Kriyapada.
आव्रियते आव्रियते इस्
Upasarga Vrudhatu.
उपसर्ग वृधातु यत्
Prathama Purusha Ekavachana Karmani Prayoga.
महोदय मणि చెప్పండి
Latlakara Prathama Purusha Ekavachana Karmani Prayoga.
ఆ ఉపసర్గ బి ఉపసర్గ అండ్
కాదు no ఆ ఉపసర్గ వృ ధాతు వి is not an ఉపసర్గ
ధాతు
కర్మణి ప్రయోగ లకార ప్రథమ పురుష
ఏకవచనం వహినిః వన్హిః 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 అకారాంత పుల్లింగ
ఇకారాంతం కదు వన్హి
ఇకారం మేడం ఇకారాంత పుల్లింగం పంచమి ఏకవచనమా
ప్రథమా విభక్తి ఏకవచనం
ప్రథమ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం
హరిహి లైక్ హరి
హరి ఓకే వన్హిః ఇకారాంత పుల్లింగ ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం యథాదర్శః
యథా అవ్యయం
యథా యథా అవ్యయం
ఆదర్శ
ఆదర్శः 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 అకారాంత పుల్లింగ ఏకవచనం ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం మలేన మలేన చ మలేన మలేన ఈజ్ అగైన్ తృతీయ ఏకవచనం
అకారాంత పుంలింగ
అకారాంత పుల్లింగం ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం చ అవ్యయం
తృతీయ ఏకవచనం
మేడం
తృతీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం మీరు పొరపాటున ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం
తృతీయ భక్తి ఏకవచనం మలేన చ అవ్యయం యతః యతః
యథా
యతః
యతః న యథా
యథా యదా 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 ఉల్బేన ఆవృత యదా
యథా మీరు ద పలుకుతున్నారు యథా
యథా ఒత్తు కదండి
యథా అవ్యయం
యథా అవ్యయం ఉల్బేన ఉల్బేన అకారాంత పుల్లింగ తృతీయ ఏకవచనం అగైన్ ఆవృతః ప్రథమ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం గర్భः 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 అకారాంత పుల్లింగ ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం తథా తథా అవ్యయం తేన తేన
అగైన్ తద్ శబ్ద పుంలింగ సర్వనామ తృతీయ ఏకవచనం
తృతీయ ఏకవచనం తేనే తేనేద
ఇదం
అమావృతం ఉంది నెక్స్ట్ తేనే
ఇదం ఆవృతం ఇదం అగైన్
ఇదం ఆవృతం తేన ఇదం ఆవృతం ఇదం 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 శబ్ద ప్రథమ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం ఇదం
నపుంసకం
నపుంసకలింగం ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం ఆవృతం ఆవృతం ఆవృతం
ఆ ఉపసర్గ వృధాతు క్ష ప్రత్యయం నపుంసకలింగ ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం
నపుంసకలింగ ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం ఆ ఉపసర్గ వృధాతు
క్ష
ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం
ప్రత్యయం క్ష ప్రత్యయం
ప్రత్యయం పదార్థः యథా జ్ఞాన ప్రకారేణ ధూమేన ధూమేన వన్హిః అగ్నిః ఆవ్రియతే ఆవృతः భవతి యథా येन ప్రకారేణ జ్ఞాన ప్రకారేణ మలేన రజసా ఆదర్శः దర్పణः యథా येन ప్రకారేణ ఉల్బేన గర్భవేష్టనేన చర్మణ గర్భः పిండः తథా తేన ప్రకారేణ తేన కామేన ఇదం జ్ఞానం ఆవృతం ఆచ్ఛాదితం అన్వయః యథా ధూమేన వన్హిః ఆవ్రియతే యథా మలేన ఆదర్శः యథా ఉల్బేన గర్భः తథా ఇదం జ్ఞానం తేన ఆవృతం ఆకాంక్ష ఆవ్రియతే కః ఆవ్రియతే వన్హిః ఆవ్రియతే కేన వన్హిః ఆవ్రియతే ధూమేన వన్హిః ఆవ్రియతే ధూమేన వన్హిః ఆవ్రియతే పునశ్చ కేన కః ధూమేన వన్హిః ఆవ్రియతే మలేన చ ఆదర్శः ధూమేన వన్హిః ఆవ్రియతే మలేన చ ఆదర్శः పునశ్చ కేన కః ధూమేన వన్హిః ఆవ్రియతే మలేన చ ఆదర్శः ఉల్బేన చ గర్భः యథా ధూమేన వన్హిః ఆవ్రియతే మలేన చ ఆదర్శः ఉల్బేన చ గర్భः తథా కిం ఆవృతం యథా ధూమేన వన్హిః ఆవ్రియతే మలేన చ ఆదర్శः ఉల్బేన చ గర్భः తథా ఇదం ఆవృతం యథా ధూమేన వన్హిః ఆవ్రియతే మలేన చ ఆదర్శः ఉల్బేన చ గర్భः తథా ఇదం కేన ఆవృతం यथा धूमेन वह्निः आव्रियते मलेन च आदर्शः कुल्बेन च गर्भः तथा इदं तेन आवृतं तात्पर्यम् ज्ञानप्रकारेण धूमेन अग्निः रजसा दर्पणः यथा च गर्भवेष्टनेन चर्मणा गर्भः आच्छादितः भवति तेन प्रकारेण कामेन ज्ञानम् आच्छादितम् अस्ति व्याकरणं सन्धिः धूमेन व्रियते धूमेन प्लस आव्रियते सवर्णदीर्घसन्धि यथादर्शः यथा प्लस आदर्शः सवर्णदीर्घसन्धि वह्निर्दथा वह्निर्यथा वह्निर्यथा वह्निः प्लस यथा वह्निर्यथा विसर्गसन्धिः रेपः आदर्शो मलेन आदर्शः प्लस मलेन विसर्गसन्धि सकारः रेपः उकारः गुणः आवृतो गर्भः आवृतः प्लस गर्भः विसर्गसन्धि सकारः रेपः उकारः गुणः यथोल्बेन यथा प्लस उल्बेन गुणसन्धि तेनेदं तेना प्लस इदं गुणसन्धि कृदन्तः आवृतम् आङ् उपसर्ग उरु धातुः ता प्रत्ययं कर्मणि आवृतम्
अस्तु महोदय, धन्यवादः। सो अत्र क्रियापदानि कानि?
आव्रियते एकः क्रियापदम् नेक्स्ट आव्रियते.
So if you look at the Anvaya, yatha dhumena vanhihi avriyate tatha malena adarshah, we can complete the sentence by adding again avriyate. Okay, tatha and yatha malena adarshah avriyate tatha ulbena cha garbha tatha idam, means here idam indicates jnanam, tena avritam. So the first sentence will be yatha dhumena vanhihi avriyate. There avriyate is the kriyapadam. Vanhihi avriyate. So vanhi will be the kartrupadam.
Kartrupadam.
No. Karmapadam. Why? Because it is in karmani prayoga. Vanhi, the fire is being covered by the dhuma. Dhumena will be the kartrupadam. This is the karmani prayoga vakyam. So dhumena will be the kartrupadam. Vanhihi will be the karmapadam. Avriyate kriyapadam. It is in karmani prayoga. Dhumena vanhihi avriyate. The fire is being covered by the smoke. And yatha, like how the smoke covers the fire. So it is describing how it is covered. So it will become kriya visheshanam. Yatha will be kriya visheshanam. Yatha adarshah malena cha. So here yatha malena adarshah. So there that kriyapadam is not provided again, but we can add again avriyate. Like how adarshaha means darpanaha, means mirror. Malena, by the dust. So like how by the dust the mirror is also covered. So malena will be the kartrupadam. Adarshaha will be the karmapadam. Avriyate we can take as adhyahritam for this second part of the sentence. Adarshaha will be the karmapadam. Malena will be the kartrupadam. Avriyate adhyahritam and kriyapadam. Anantaram tatha yatha ulbena cha garbha, again avriyate. Okay, but ulbena garbha avriyate we can take. So ulbena will be the kartrupadam, garbha will be the karmapadam, avriyate again the kriyapadam. Tatha tena idam avritam. So here avritam is the kriyapadam. Idam means idam here means jnanam. So the karma. And tena will be the kama. So by the kama our jnanam will also be covered because of the kama. So tatha tena idam avritam. So here 3 upamanams are made in this sentence. So here this shloka also, karakam wise, it is simple. All simple sentences only we have. We have only karta, karma and kriya. There are no other, other words or other karaka words. And tatha, yatha and tatha are there. We can join these 3 with the last tatha. Okay. Yatha dhumena vanhihi avriyate, yatha malena adarshaha avriyate, yatha ulbena garbhaha avriyate, tatha tena.
ज्ञानं तेन आवृतम्.
And the yatha and tatha, though they are also the connecting words of the sentences, and they are also connected to the kriya visheshana, to the kriya padam as kriya visheshana, because they are explaining how it is covered. It is
Okay,
indicating how it is covered. So here, why 3 upamanams are made? Here, dhumena vanhihi avriyate. And then again, why the example of the mirror is covered by the dust? And again, why in the garbhaha ulbena avriyate? So the baby in the garbham is covered by that layer, right? Which binds. So why 3 upamanams are made? So here it is because the kamam is also of 3 types. There are or more than saying 3 types, 3 stages are there. The first stage is the vanhihi and dhuma. So here vanhi is there, dhumam is also there. Both occur at the same time. The minute you lit the fire, the smoke also comes.
Yes, ma'am.
And the smoke also will cover the vanhi to the point where you cannot see the vanhi. But once you just again fan it a little bit, the dhuma is gone and the vanhi comes out. It is very easily the vanhi can be brought out from the smoke. How easily the smoke can cover the fire, that easily you can bring out the fire again. So here, this is the first stage of kama. Means we have a sankalpa, the kama is coming and covering us, obstructing us from proceeding with our sankalpa, but it is in the initial stage. At that stage, it will be very easy for us to overcome the kama. We can tell ourselves, no, no, no. So I want to do some task today, but there is an interesting movie on the TV. So my mind says, okay, let me watch, we'll do this later. So that is the beginning stage. So I can very easily tell myself that movie will always be there, but this time lost will not come back. So let me just do this. So it is easy to control our kamam at that point. So this example is given to indicate the first stage of kama, where it can very easily be controlled. The second one is malena adarshaha avriyate. So here the example of the mirror covered with dust. When the mirror is lightly covered with dust, okay, it is easy to clean. Just with one wet cloth, you can clean it easily. But imagine something that has been there for so many years, which is uncleaned. So it will accumulate so much of dust, and it becomes sticky and all. Just with one wet cloth, you cannot clean it. It needs a little bit of scrubbing. Sometimes you might have to apply some other chemicals to clean it and to bring it out the way it is, like a new mirror. To bring it like a new mirror, lot of work needs to be done. So it is not very easy. So this is indicating the second stage of kama, where we have given in a little bit to that. So it will again take a little abhyasa for us to bring ourselves to the original place. So a little bit of abhyasa is needed here. So that is why this second upamana is told to indicate the second stage of kama, where it has influenced us to some extent, but still it is reversible. We can still go back. Of course, we will lose some time and effort, but we can still go back. Like how we have, lost. We haven't been on proper exercise and diet. So it brought us to a point where we are, not in a healthy state. So it will take a little while, but we can always come back to our original health. It is not very bad, but we have deviated a little bit. It is still, we can still retrace back, but it needs a little bit more work than the first phase.
Okay.
In the third phase, ulbena, garbha avriyate. So here this comparison is made. Why? Because in the womb, the baby is there, it is living and everything, but it cannot do anything by itself. It is completely bound by that layer.
Yes.
Similarly, that in the third stage of kama, it takes over us so much that we are completely bound. We cannot do anything by ourselves. Like, say for example, somebody steals something. He already stole. There is no way he can go back and say and undo that stealing action of stealing. And somebody has seen him. Somebody has seen him stealing. He cannot undo his action. And now somebody has seen him stealing, and that somebody will start blackmailing him. Can he do anything about it?
No.
He cannot do
He cannot.
anything. Completely bound. He has to now follow whatever that somebody says.
Yeah.
He cannot undo his action. He cannot
Yes.
come out of it. So he's stuck in that place where he's completely, that kamam of stealing, that one desire that he had to steal. So he committed that now he's unable to come back. So that is the third stage of kama. So we should recognize all the three stages, see where we are. In the very first stage, if we catch, okay, this is the action of kama. I am being
We can
influenced by kama. If we recognize that, then it will be easy for us to get out of it. So every time, with every action that we do, we should observe ourselves. Why are we doing this action? Is this an action of, is this the result of the karma? Why am I doing it? So if we realize, if the answer to our question is yes, this is, see, when do we say this is the result of karma? When it is not useful to anybody in a good way. If it is not useful to anybody in a good way, then it is an impulsive thing that we are doing. It is not benefiting you, it is not benefiting others, nobody. Even if it is benefiting you, you have to think if it is harming others. It is, the only goal is not whether it is benefiting us or not. It should benefit us in the right path, and it should not hurt anybody else. It should not affect anybody else in a bad way. Only then we can identify that it is a good karya. This karma is good. So, okay, go ahead. So that questioning we should do with every action that we do. Now, many times we keep giving out opinions freely to many people. Even when they don't ask also, we keep giving them advice, free advice. So by giving this free advice, are we trying to, criticize them? Sometimes really we do it only for criticizing them. Many times people do it. So we have to question before saying something. We have to think, because not always it is good to keep giving free advices, because we don't know the complete situation of that other person, in what circumstances they are doing that, whatever they are doing. From where we stand, it might appear that there is a better solution for that. But once we know the complete situation, we might, whatever we plan to suggest may not be the correct solution. So we should, even before giving such free advices to others, we should think twice, then try to learn why they are doing. If we are really interested in offering some help to them, we should ask them the complete picture in which case they are doing. If they really need our advice, we should first take all that information, and then we should analyze it to some extent, because sometimes people ask us in despair. They are really very low and they feel, and they simply ask. So so then also we should be very cautious what kind of advice we are giving them, because in that weak state of mind, whatever we say might disturb them. So if we think that practically that person is not in a position to implement whatever we are going to say, it is better not to say anything, and say whatever is feasible for them at that point of time. Once they get little better, then we can add more to it. Say, for example, a child comes right before the day of the exam. He is not. He feels very scared. He feels that he cannot take the exam at all. Okay, he comes to us. And then if you try to teach him all the syllabus in that 1 hour or 2 hours, it will only scare him more. If you ask questions from the parts where he is not comfortable, you will only scare him more. He will forget even what little he knows. So that is not how we should do. We should first ask him what are the things that he already mastered, whatever few concepts he learned. So based on that only, we have to tell, see, you already know this, you already know this, you already know this. So you are already covering 40% of the syllabus, which is good. And now in that next part, and from whatever the remaining part of the syllabus is there, we can pick one topic which he can answer based on the knowledge that he has from this 40%. And we have to tell him, you just give a shot at it. You may or may not get it, but that is something that you can try. And then there will be the toughest topic. You can simply tell him to leave it. No problem. 20% will be gone, but don't worry about it. You just leave it, because right now, if he starts studying that, the time only will be wasted, but he cannot understand that completely because it is the very tough topic. So that we have to ask him to leave. Like that, whatever action we are doing, we have to see if it is going to benefit the other person even a little bit. If it is not going to benefit, we better stay put. Okay. So basically I have deviated a little bit. Anyways, so here three stages of kama are there, and we have to recognize with every action the intention of that action. And based on that, if we are being pulled by this karma to a little bit to the sides, we should again recognize that at the very early stages and come back. Okay. So here that is the tena idam avritam. So by this karma, the jnanam will be covered. So here yena prakarena dhumena agnihi rajasa darpanaha yatha cha garbhaveshtanena charmana garbha achaditah bhavati tena prakarena, in that same way kamena jnanam achaditam asti. Okay. So that is the meaning of this shloka. Here avritam, in the kridanta we have again a upasarga vrudhatu ksa pratyayam. All the other are either visarga sandhi or savarna dirgha and guna sandhi. Okay, very nice. So yeah, dhanyavadaha. So any questions? If no, then Bhagini.
आं भगिनि सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः धन्यवाद भगिनी नमस्कारः सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादः नमस्कारः